The Ordinary Discussion Podcast.
I'll just tell you my experience, and Emily, you may agree with this or not, but my experience in my Christian walk, and I'm 43 years old, so I'm old, but my experience was the expectations of me as a believer were very low. Now, don't get me wrong, from the pulpit, they were high. It was, there was all the things I needed to do, the Word of God told me to do, but then when I would engage in I shouldn't say any, in most Bible studies and most small groups or whatever, whatever program I was going through, the expectations were very low. It was like, if you can make it, that's great. If you can't, no big deal. But please make it if you can. And you know what?
If you can do it, you can do the work, do it. If you can't, that's fine.
Yeah, we all have busy schedules. It's no big deal. If you can't do it, just, it's no big deal. If you're going to miss 3 weeks in a row, but you can make it once a month, we're just happy to have a body because, man, we just need bodies in these programs, right? Or these Bible studies. And we don't have that attitude. And we have a completely different attitude because, I'm coming from, this is just my world is, sports background, very high expectations. Like if I wasn't 15 minutes early, I was late. If I didn't show up, I didn't play. If I didn't show up for another practice, I was probably off the team. I come from a business background where if you sign up to be a business partner with me and we're doing a project and you're never showing up on the meetings that we have, then guess what? At some point we'll just part ways and not be business partners anymore because it's important. It matters. Those things mattered to me. They were important to me. And it was important to all those other people. And we feel like that it's no different than when we're studying the Word of God or going through a process with people through discipleship. It's really important. It's more important than a business meeting. It's way more important than a football game. Right. That may disturb some people. No, I'm joking. But it's true. It's way more important. So we have these really high expectations, which we'll go over. Have you experienced that as well, Emily?
Yeah. And I think I would just like to say too, I feel like when you give people high expectations, they rise to the challenge. I know all the time with my kids, if I expect nothing out of them, I will get absolutely nothing. But if I tell them what I expect and I raise the level a little bit, then they kind of rise to meet it. And I think that's how most people are.
Yeah.
You have to give them something to aim for and something to make themselves better.
Yeah. So we have a question in this session that says, make a list of things or accomplishments that you find of great value that had no challenge or sacrifice. And I put it there, we put it there because really that's probably going to be left blank in a lot of books. Like I can't think of, and some people would say, obviously our salvation, we didn't do any works for that and we were saved by God's grace. So maybe that's one they could put there, right?
Sure.
So I would agree, but the process of walking out our salvation, we're saved in the moment. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a process, it's a one-time thing. So I don't want somebody to say your theology is wrong. I'm not saying that, but the process of sanctification, the process of walking out our faith, that takes a lot of, Jesus says it, you got to lay down your life for me. Like you got to sacrifice everything for me. He says what does he say? The birds and the foxes have dens and nests. The Son of God doesn't even have a place to lay his head. Like he required the rich young ruler. He's like, yeah, okay, you did all those things. Now sell everything and come follow me. Right. And it's like, oh, he went away sad. So, even our faith requires a lot of that. And so I can't think of a thing in my life that there wasn't challenge around it that added a lot of value to me. Just can't.
I would agree with that.